Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail. I know why you're here. You see the thumbnail? We talking about building the New York Giants roster. Who makes the 53? Part 1. This is the defensive side of the ball. I know why you're here, man. I know. I made it a purpose. I made it a purpose to not look at anybody or read anybody's 53. I've had discussions in spaces about what guys can make the team possibly and stuff like that, but I have not looked at anybody's full 53-man breakdown. You know what? I almost wanted to wait till after the Jets game to do this, but I feel more comfortable about the defensive side than the offensive side. Actually, I already have my edit for the offensive side, but I want to see this offense against the Jets, the backups. Some of these guys that, they like to say are on the bubble, right? I think it's a little bit harder, especially when it comes to the wide receivers and comes to the running back room and stuff like that. And I'm one of those guys that says, keep 4 running backs. You know what? That's part 2. Part 1, we're talking about the defense, man. And please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree with me on some of the choices that I make for the position rooms. And I will be breaking it down by the position room. But let's go ahead without further ado. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you are a New York Giants fan, the way that I'm a New York Giants fan, bleed blue, you see it, blue. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you're a New York Giants fan and this is not your first time on the page and you're not subscribed to the channel, shame on you. Shame on you, but guess what? You get to fix that by go ahead and hitting that like and subscribe button right now. Now let's get into this. Let's get into this. Who makes the 53 part 1 defensive side? Here we go. Starting with the defensive line. Might be the easiest. Might be some surprises to some people, but if you watch this channel, it's probably not a surprise to you. I got the New York Giants keeping 5 defensive linemen. Now, I'm keeping the edge room separate. I got them keeping 5 defensive linemen. First off, you know what it is. Best player on the team, Dexter Lawrence. We don't even have to get into deep detail about it. Dexter Lawrence, bang. Next, Raheem Nunez Roches, and a.k.a. Nacho. Nacho is making the 53, absolutely. I think the money has something to do with it, but also I like the energy that he brings. I expect this defense to play more in his favor. I expect him. He's also having a good camp. We haven't seen many highlights of Nacho, but from what the reports are saying and guys that have been in the building, nothing spectacular, but having a solid camp for Mr. Nacho. Jordan Riley. I got Jordan Riley making the squad. Jordan Riley pushing for a starting spot, possibly. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. But I got Jordan Riley making the squad, getting a lot more snaps than what he did the past 2 seasons. And then this is where it gets a little bit, not even a little bit tricky. I want to salute this young man. I want to salute this UDFA. I want to give props to a guy that's 5'11", 280 pounds, runs a 4.7 40, chased down a running back in last week's preseason game against the Texans. Elijah Chapman is making the 53 100%. Not only is Elijah Chapman making the 53, in my opinion, he's probably going to be a starter. He just might be a starter. I saw one of the depth charts and they had him listed as a 3-tech. I don't know how true that is. He probably can play all the way up and down the defensive line. But I think Elijah Chapman is going to be a starter for the New York Giants week 1. From UDFA, from SMU to the New York Giants starting. And not because the New York Giants are thin at the position, but because the man is that good. Now, the New York Giants might be thin at the position, but this guy is that good. And then lastly, surprisingly, like I said, I got us keeping five guys. And some people might disagree with this. And I can't wait to see what happens on Tuesday when the real 53 cut down, because I think this guy's on a bubble, but I'm leaning towards this guy playing because of where he plays. And where the other guys, Jordan Riley and both Elijah Chapman, they, those are D tackles and 3 techs. But this guy is a nose tackle on a nose tackle only. I got the New York Giants still keeping DJ Davidson. Now I know. Calm down. I know. Fall back. Be easy. I know. I got DJ Davidson making the squad. Now, I said in previous videos and I said on previous tweets, I said, for some people, they only make the team for 24 hours. You got the waiver wire. All these guys become available. I think DJ Davidson is one of those guys that could initially make the 53. But if we do pick up some guys off waivers, he's probably going to be the number one candidate to get cut or get waived after initially making the 53. My bad, DJ Davidson. Maybe you guys watch, maybe you guys don't, but that's just how I'm feeling at the time, respectfully. Next, we're going to talk about the edge room. The edge room. I got the Giants keeping 5 edge rushers, I should say. Whoa, pause. Edges, it sounds crazy. First off, newly acquired via trade and then signed for mega million bucks is going to be Brian Burns. Brian Burns bringing that type of energy. You already see it in the preseason. You saw it in training camp, bringing that energy and leadership to the squad. Brian Burns makes the 53. Right? Kayvon Thibodeau makes the 53. We need the tandem of Thibodeau and Burns, and we need these guys to start off quick. Start off week 1 getting after it. I want Sam Darnold seeing ghost. I want him seeing ghost. Kayvon Thibodeau makes the 53. Azeez Ojulari. Now, Azeez Ojulari's name has been brought up in trade rumors. Again, this is the Friday before the Snoopy Bowl. I have not seen any reports of Azeez being traded yet. I will keep my eyes open for any kind of information about Azeez being traded possibly. But I have Azeez, if he's on the squad, if there's no trades, Azeez Ojulari is on the team. He's on the 53. After that, I got Boogie Basham making the squad. You see, I don't have the same excitement for Boogie Basham as I did, the first 3 guys that I mentioned. Boogie Basham is solid. I think Boogie Basham will be better in this scheme. Boogie Basham also gives you some versatility. He can play on the line in some cases, NASCAR packages. No, that's Azeez. But he gives you a little versatility, one of those bigger edges, not a fast guy, not a guy that you want out in coverage, type of guy that should be able to set the edge, has the body type for that. But Boogie Basham makes the 53. Now, here we go. Now, I know you guys are wondering, well, that's 4 guys. Yeah, I have 5 guys in the edge room. Here's a surprise guy, and I only recently added this guy because of the way people talk about him, the way the coaches talk about him. He can also probably give you some special teams play as well. I got surprisingly to myself even, I got Benton Whitley. Benton Whitley making the 53. And like I said about DJ Davidson, I'm going to say it about Benton Whitley. One of those guys that could possibly be a candidate of making the initial 53 but getting cut once we pick up some waivers. But Benton Whitley, for me, I got him making the 53. Let's move along to the interior linebacker. Now, this spot is a little bit wild. It's a little bit crazy because of all the recent injuries. Some of the guys that I have on here, and I have us taking 5 interior linebackers. Some of these guys, or a couple of these guys, I should say, might end up on the PUP, might end up on IR. Again, it's the interior linebacker spot. Micah McFadden, Deontay Johnson. I think these guys, Deontay Johnson finally made it out the boot, but who knows how long it takes him to get back. So he's a possible guy that you can put on the PUP, possible guy that you can put on the IR. Micah McFadden with the groin injury. I know a lot of people saying, he should be ready for week 1. I think it's impossible for him to be ready for week 1. It's a groin injury. you basically use, everything is involved when it comes, to the groin muscle. You sneeze, your groin might hurt. So I don't know when Micah McFadden's coming back, and he could be a candidate for the IR as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw those two guys or saw some moves being made where, one of those guys are either put on the PUP or the IR, if not both. So with that being said, I do have both of those guys making the 53, so I'm getting that out of the way. Bobby Okereke, the captain of the defense, the leader of the defense. Of course, he's making the 53. If depending on how the team performs as far as wins and losses, if the New York Giants win anywhere between 9 to 10 games, not only is Bobby Okereke going to be a Pro Bowler, because I believe he'll have a lot to do with it, especially with this defense, but depending on how good the New York Giants can play as far as their record goes, he can be in consideration as an All-Pro possibly. As an All-Pro possibly, it's tough competition when you think about some of the other names. Obviously, you got guys like Fred Warner out there, Roquan Smith out there and stuff like that. But Bobby Okereke, if he has a year that's even better than the year he had last year, I think he can actually push, for that All-Pro spot. All right, so that's three guys there. For right now, I am putting Isaiah Simmons or counting Isaiah Simmons as an interior linebacker, off-ball linebacker, inside linebacker. So Isaiah Simmons makes the 53 as being counted as an interior linebacker. Probably going to be starting next to Bobby Okereke week 1 with injuries to Micah McFadden. We'll see what happens with that. And then the last guy I have making the 53 is the rookie, Darius Muasau. I got him making the 53, special teams contributor. Will he get a jersey every Sunday? I don't know for sure. But I got him making the 53 over guys like Darian Beavers, and trust me, it hurts. I'm a big fan of Darian Beavers, but he finally got back healthy, but just not making the amount of plays that I think he should have been making in the preseason right now. Maybe he gets picked up on the practice squad. But right now, I'm going to say Darius Muasau is ahead of Darian Beavers, even with all these injuries. Yes, I got Darius Muasau making the 53. Now, let's talk about these cornerbacks, man. Woo, these cornerbacks, man. There's a lot of default when I'm breaking down this 53 for the cornerbacks. There's a lot of default. Now, let me start off by saying number 1 cornerback, Deonte Banks, obviously makes the 53. Yeah. Need him to grow, need him to get better, need him to pretty much show us, all the special talent that he has. Height, weight, speed, aggressive, instinctual. We need to see all that from Tate Banks. Nick McLeod is making the 53. He could be CB2. He could be the first cornerback off the bench. We'll see what happens with that. But I have Nick McLeod making the team, special teams as well. He's actually probably one of our best special teamers. But Nick McLeod is making the 53. Drew Phillips, rookie out of Kentucky, makes the 53. That's easy. Young, aggressive, not afraid to throw his head in there. Pause. Wow, that's bad. Not afraid to throw his shoulder in the ring, I should say. Clean that up a little bit, right? Try to clean it up a little bit. But Drew Phillips, cornerback, and I got 6 cornerbacks making the squad. Okay, Trey Hawkins, I have Trey Hawkins making the squad. I know a lot of people might feel differently. I think he got a lot of reps this preseason. He actually played pretty well this preseason. Still has a long way to go. Like his length. 6'1", almost 200 pounds, versatile, speedy, rangy, a little bit handsy. But I think he continues to learn, continues to get better. He has a chance to actually, be something in the NFL. I like Trey Hawkins making the squad. Cordell Flott. Now, Cordell Flott is another one of those guys that you can throw on the possible PUP or IR list, possibly. We don't know how far he is. I believe it's a quad for. There's so many injuries, I'm getting them mixed up now. I can't remember what Cordell Flott's injury is now. I think it's a quad. But yeah, we don't know when he's going to be back. Anybody is wanting the New York Giants to sign or either trade for a cornerback before the season starts. But I'm just saying it right now. Cordell Flott makes the squad, of course. Does he end up on the PUP list or IR list, and that opens up the roster spot? We'll see if that happens. But right now, I got him making the 53 and being on the 53 week 1. And then lastly, I got Trey Herndon. Yes, I said a lot of this stuff is by default. I got Trey Herndon over Darnay Holmes. And now that I'm thinking about it, it can probably go either way. But I'm going to stick with what I wrote down. I got Trey Herndon making the 53 over Darnay Holmes. If a guy like Fly ends up on the IR or PUP list, I believe that you do keep Darnay Holmes if you're not making any moves, at the waiver wire. But again, some of these guys will only make the team for a day. Trey Herndon might be one of those guys as well. And he might be a casualty after, we pick up some players off of the waiver wire. All right, so now we get into the safeties. The final position on defense, the safety room. And yeah, safety room, I got 4 guys making the squad. And here we go. I got Jason Pinnock making the 53. That's not a surprise for anybody. Tyler Nubin making the 53, being the starter when the season starts. Being the starter when the season starts. What's going on here? Next to Jason Pinnock. Dane Belton making the 53. Getting a lot of reps, but not being the starter. I think Tyler Nubin has him beat now. I'm curious to see how much those guys play on Saturday. But the last spot as a safety for the New York Giants, I got another UDFA. No, it's not going to be Javarius Owens. No, it's not going to be Javarius Owens. This guy is from UCLA. Some guys will clap for this guy. It's going to be Alex Johnson. I got Alex Johnson. He made the move to safety about halfway through training camp. He started out being a nickelback or nickel corner, slot corner type. And I guess they saw something in him, moved him back to safety, and he's been safety ever since. And yeah, I got Alex Johnson making the 53, and that's the list. I got 25 guys on defense. I didn't want it to be equal, like 25, and then a 3-4, special teams. But I ended up with 25 guys. I did defense first, then I did the offense, and yeah, that's where I ended up at. Prior to this video, I was thinking, 24 guys on defense, 26 on offense type deal. It's a difference of one player. But no, I'm here at 25. We'll see what happens with that. So let me know what you guys think. You know what? Let me just run through it again. I'll just run down the full list of guys. So the defensive line: Dexter Lawrence, Rakeem Nunez-Roches, Elijah Chapman, Jordan Riley, DJ Davison. Edge room: Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Boogie Basham, Benton Whitley. Interior linebackers: Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, Darius Muasau, Isaiah Simmons, Deontay Johnson. Cornerbacks: Deontay Banks, Nick McLeod, Drew Phillips, Trey Hawkins, Cordell Flott, Trey Herndon. Safety: Jason Pinnock, Tyler Nubin, Dane Belton, Alex Johnson. That's the 25 guys I have on the defense. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't be too hard on me. Pause. But let me know what you guys think, man. Am I crazy? Am I spot on? Do you disagree with me just a little bit? Just let me know in the comments down below. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about that. But that's going to be the video. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.